Hello, my name is Dominic Smith, and thank you for the opportunity. The first question you have for me is, have I ever been to a barbershop, and if so, what was my experience? And the answer is yes. I've been going to barbershops since I was probably about 4 or 5, and my mom used to cut my hair before then, and then after a while, she was like, "Nah, you have to go get your hair cut the right way by a professional." So I don't look crazy, but she did a good job of cutting my hair though. And so I remember being younger. It was always cool being around the older guys, and everything was all right. Then as I got older, I stayed with the same barber up till it was time to go to college. And I just remember that everybody would come in there and talk about sports and what's going on. And it was always respectful at the barbershop that I was at. And I think that you could learn a lot of things. And I think even if you come from a neighborhood where it's kind of wild, usually the barbershop is the spot where you can probably feel safe. I mean, anything can happen anywhere. But usually, you know, the guys that might get into a little trouble, they probably know the barber, so they probably won't rob the barber or probably shoot up his spot. But any other place is fair game. So usually you safe at the barbershop. But then I had a fade, and then from whether it was fade or braids or afro, whatever, I was still end up being going to the barbershop. And as I got older, my experience has always been good. My cousin has a barbershop back at home in Louisville, Kentucky, and I'll get there early on Saturday mornings because it's packed, and you want to get in there and get out, so you got to get there early before the shop even opens. And it's good. They'll have the sports on TV, and then it's kind of quiet because everybody's tired. But then somebody will mention something about a game, and everybody's yapping and talking. And sometimes I'll participate, and sometimes I don't because it's too early to be arguing about some sports with somebody, especially when they don't know what they're talking about. And it just kind of reminds me of the three barbers from Coming to America, because somebody be like, "Yeah, I met Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. He punched me in the chest one time. Dr. Win out of me, yes he did." So they say stuff like that in the barbershop. Like, man, you ain't get punched by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. So Coming to America made me really think about a lot of people that you see in barbershops. But overall, my experience is very good. The fellas, there could be a lady in there too, and they're respectful to the ladies when they're in there. So overall, my experience has always been great with barbershops, and it's always a safe haven, no matter if you're a female or a male. And usually, you have a great time. You can just chop it up and enjoy everybody's company. The next question was, share one thing you think barbershops can do to keep their customers while the pandemic happens, so when shops open, they will still have their customers. So I think that barbers right now, one thing they could probably do, like if you've had a customer that's probably been coming to you for a long time, they may be able to give you some tips. I'm not saying they tell you how to cut your hair exactly, but they may be able to tell you how to, trim, by your mustache a little bit, not completely because you might not want to cut your mustache all the way off. They may give you tips for your beard, to just help you maintain until shops open again. If usually every Saturday or Sunday you talk about sports, if the barber could call, well, I don't say call, but maybe at least text or maybe send some kind of email or something like, "Hey man, did you catch the NFL game this weekend?" Like, blah, blah, to keep that connection with their customers. And so, like I said, they probably have to be careful. They probably don't want to tell people to cut their own hair too much because they probably look crazy, and then you might lose your barber because if you're looking crazy, I'm like, "Man, my barber told me to cut like this, and I look crazy now." So they may not want to do that, but maybe, I don't know, maybe there might be a few tips for a few small things you can do, because I'm not good with cutting my own hair or anything like that, but I was able to maintain thanks to some of the suggestions that barbers I know gave me. So I was able to maintain at least. And some people, you can cut outside, so you might want to keep your customers that way. You may not be able to open up a shop, but you put a chair outside, take it back to back in the day when you first started cutting. Put somebody in a chair, go outside, put your mask on, make sure they have a mask on, get them together, and that keep your customer together, or keep your customer coming back. What do you think is the most important quality to have when working in customer service? The most important quality that I have noticed is that, for one, you should put yourself in the position of a customer. So pretend like you're the customer, and if you really have a problem with something, try to understand. But also, we do know that sometimes people complain, and they really don't have any right to complain because the customer isn't always right. So in that case, you have to make sure that you have a solution, or if you have somebody above you, then you would take that customer to the person above you, your boss. But if you're the boss, then you have to make a decision, because you don't want to lose business. But if it's somebody that you know you didn't do anything wrong, but this customer is just trying to complain and trying to get over on you, that's not a customer you want to keep anyway. So I'm not saying you have to do it in a rude way, but you can do everything in your power to try to accommodate them, maybe even give them one free visit to your business or whatever it may be, or a gift card. But then if they continue to complain about things, then you could just be like, well, I tried to accommodate you the best I can, but unfortunately, we probably can't see eye to eye. So, if you have to go somewhere else, we hate to lose your business, but we understand. And I know this is supposed to be under 4 minutes, so I'm going to wrap it up. Who's your favorite fashion designer and why? I really don't have a favorite fashion designer, but all I want to say is that, I appreciate people who started from humble beginnings. So, Carl Kanai, Dapper Dan, I think those guys are amazing, and John Damon the Fubu. So I know it's supposed to be under 4 minutes, and I want to thank y'all very much again for even considering me. Have a great day.